Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last met. By the way, just got in town, and I won't show you the smile. It's always shy. Who am I by? Usually I don't do this often, but this recruiting isn't awesome. When I'm moving, thunder, baby, I wonder. Baby, I wonder, would you sweat on me? I got the club, I made the coffee. Oh, okay, now, tell me that you break down. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will, come through and chill. Yeah. Just say you come through and chill. What is up, you guys? Welcome to Earth is School. Welcome. Y'all, I be really jamming. I know, I like, that intro just does something to me. I don't know what it is. I can't even say, how is everybody? Welcome to the 30th episode of Earth is School. What is up? Let me get my pen over here. Welcome to the 30th episode of Earth is School, you guys. I am so excited to bring another episode, another consistent episode at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of this intentional video cast. Okay? Because that's really what it is. I am honored sincerely to be able to do this, and I appreciate everyone's feedback. If you are happy to be here, let your girl know that you are here. Let me see those thumbs up. Let YouTube know that Earth is School is lit. And let me know where you're listening from, where you're watching from. I have to get used to saying watching and not just listening. Let me know where you're from. Welcome. Today's episode is going to be amazing, like usual. As we end the year, one thing I love is that this month that I have been so consistent with this show, it's been the same amount of, on the 29th day has been the 29th episode. So today is the 30th episode, today is the 30th. And I think that means something. I just love the synchronicity and the magic of numbers speaking to you. So, my thing is not charging. No. I need for this to charge. So, welcome, you guys. We're going to start off with our breathing. Oh, no. We're going to start off with our breathing. As you guys know, we do this deep breathing. This is why you don't let the kids get your devices. Because now they're talking about it's wet. I need this to not go dead. This would not be right. Okay. Hey, love Africa. I need this to not even go dead. This is just ghetto, y'all. What is up? Watching from Gambia. Okay, Gambia in the house. So let's go ahead and do our breathing, you guys. Our spinal cord fluid breathing, our core opening breathing. This is where we push the spinal fluid up into our brains. It already happens twice a day, but we push it up there and make it happen again. It gives our brain nutrients and vitamins, and it also opens up our core. We do this by breathing in, and then we hold our breath. I instruct you, yada, and then you breathe it out. Okay, let's do it. On 3. 1, 2, 3, breathing in. You're going to push your navel to your back, breathing in. Pull it up, pull up your breath. Up. Hold it and release. Nice. I love doing this technique. This is how I start every single one of my sessions. It's powerful work. So one more time. On 3, we're going to breathe in. You're going to use all your strength. Pull it in even stronger, even harder. Squeeze your core even tighter this time. All right? It doesn't matter where you are. You could do this, and it'll be some of the best work that you did all day. Promise you. All right? 1, 2, 3. Breathing in. Pushing your navel to your back. Okay? Up. You're pulling your spinal fluid up to your brain, holding it. Suck it in some more. Hold it just a little bit longer. And release. Woo! Nice. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing the exercise with me. When I say my core is so strong, this is how I got rid of diastasis recti and prolapse. Some things that women think are unreversible sometimes without surgery. So when I tell you this breathing is really powerful, it really is. So today we have a really interesting episode. Like usual, like when do we not have an interesting episode, right? We're going to talk about internalizing family problems. And internalizing family issues. I feel like this is a subject that almost everyone can relate to because at some point in your life, if not all the time, you have internalized family drama and family issues. And so I'm going to break down what that looks like. If you're listening for the first time, I'm De La Soul. I'm your host, De La Soul, and this is where I break down relatable, really intentional, deep topics that have to do with our life and that we can relate to. And I just make it really simple. I break down the psychology of these things and the science. Okay. All right, so internalizing family problems, or taking in family problems and drama as if they are your own. What does it do to you? Well, when you internalize family issues, and what I mean to say by this is that there's family issues where it's like drama in between family, and then there's a family member or so that is making bad decisions, getting themselves in trouble. They might be in and out of jail. They might be putting their life in danger. And what happens is that we end up internalizing that and holding on to that. We want to control them because we love them. We want to save them because we know that we could, and we know we can see from the outside in of what can change, like really easily. That's the point of us being here with each other. You can always look on the outside and say, okay, this person clearly needs to just do this and do this, but they can't see it. And we love them so much that we end up internalizing their decisions and their ways, or the drama, right? Thank you, Love Africa. I appreciate that. So this is something that is really easy to do. I've, for many years, my clients, if someone is always having this type of I don't want to call it a habit. It can become a habit, though. It can become a habitual thing that you do with certain loved ones. But I've also done this, which is why I could really speak on it. And I know how much it can stress you out. It can be something that will distract you throughout your day. You want to be aware of this because it can also cause bodily health issues whenever you're internalizing someone else's situation, right? Especially someone that you love so dearly. So remembering that everyone is on their own journey. This is important. It's good that, and again, if you're just tapping in, I'm talking about internalizing family drama or family issues in the sense that someone that you love, a family member, is making certain decisions, doing certain things, and you are very consumed with how they're living their life and what they're doing. Maybe they're coming to you for advice. Maybe you guys are really close, Maybe you were at one point and you're seeing what's happening, whatever the scenario is. But we definitely tend to internalize their problems and their choices and their ways. So remembering that everyone is on their own journey is really important, because when you do this, you just accept that you are not the controller of their journey. Like whatever they end up, whether they end up in jail or not, whether they end up hurt or not, in whatever way, you are not going to be the common denominator of how that's going to take place. Accepting that every single one is on their own journey, and trusting that you aren't the controller of their journey or their destiny. That no matter how well you know them, no matter how long y'all grew up, how close you guys are, you have to fight the urge to want to control them. Okay? Fight the urge to want to control your family members whom you know that if they just take a left and another right and go straight, that they're going to be good. That all the problems, all their issues that they've been dealing with, the pattern that you've been seeing them living over and over, it would go away. I get it. You got the antidote. But you cannot internalize these things, and you can't try and convince someone. You can't control anyone. You have to accept that everyone is on their own journey, including the ones that you maybe have been used to trying to control. And when I say control, I don't mean that like you're a bad person. A lot of times we are controlling with good intentions. I mean, we talked about intentions yesterday. A lot of times, especially women, okay, women, we do this because we are nurturers. And so it's really easy for you to control a situation or try to control a person, because you know that you see the potential in them and that you can help them, and that you believe that in your world that if they just do A or B, everything's going to be good. But it's really a challenging to remember that you just can't make other adults do stuff, like everyone's on their own journey and everyone has to learn the way that they're meant to learn. So there's a real importance of letting go. Yes, protecting your peace. Exactly. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Okay, Smiley Coast coming in from Cali. I don't think I knew you. I did know you were in Cali. Okay, yes. Yes. So protecting your peace and letting go. There is an importance in letting go and just knowing that you just can't live through other people's choices. So when you let go, you give yourself grace, you give yourself peace, and you give them permission to be on their journey, trusting that this is what they're supposed to do, even if it looks crazy. And the thing about this is, this subject today is about family members, but even when it comes to parenting, I haven't, gotten the privilege yet to parent. My children are not adults yet, right? So I'm parenting teenagers and young kids. So I haven't got the experience yet, but I know that it's coming, and I am mentally preparing myself to not try and control my children's lives, because I can't. I just have to accept. So it's kind of the same thing, different subject, but it's the same kind of thing. If you're a parent and you do this with your family members, practice letting go, because you got to do it anyway. When your children are grown, you got to do it anyway. You have to let them bump their heads. You have to let them do their thing, right? It's not your journey to control. So why is this saying so powerful? If you love them, then you will let them go. I believe that this saying is, are you ever here? I mean, again, this is not, there's so many things that can go into each other that may not be specific for that. Because a lot of times we hear this saying, if you love them, then let them go. Or if it's real, then it'll come back, things like that. These sayings are in place for the process of acceptance. Okay, these sayings, like if you love them, then you'll let them go. If it's meant to be, then it will come back. When we're not talking about intimate relationships, we're just talking about relationships. And if you love someone, you're going to let them be them. You're going to accept whatever it is that's supposed to happen, and that's true love. That's truly loving, healthy, in a healthy way. Because if you love them, you will let them go and learn their lessons. Um, yeah, you will allow them to live the course that they are meant to live. And also that goes with this lovely tattoo. This is a quote that I created 2 years ago, maybe longer than that, but I got it tatted 2 years ago. And it says, can y'all read it? Oh, right there. It says, acceptance is the greatest expression of love. Acceptance is the greatest expression of love. I might get this tatted on another place in my body, like 2 more times. Like, that's how much this quote came to me as a download one day. And I was just like, oh my God, it was such an epiphany to know that there's so much truth in acceptance being the greatest expression. You know, when we think about love, we think about love intimately, or we put it in categories, the way you love your parents, the way you love your kids. But love is, it is all. Like, in the end, it's all the same. You're just not having sex with everyone. You're just not, it's you know what I mean? It's just not the same type of relationship, but the love is still the same. The loyalty that you have to have for yourself in order to have it for someone else, it still ends up being the same for your children. The respect, the reciprocation, everything. It's all the same. So when it comes to this quote, I just think that there's so much truth in understanding that the way, like, if you want to get to the greatest expression of love, you do that through acceptance. And going back to the subject at hand, that's how you would be loving your loved one. You would be loving them through acceptance. Okay, so I don't know why my fan just turned off. The thing about this, the main thing about this that is good to remember is that when you do this, right, when you decide to accept what your family member is doing, the decisions that they're making, when you decide to accept the drama, okay, if you have two or more family members, and let's say that it's been a lot of drama and it's draining and you're tired of talking about it, your auntie calling you every morning, you getting text messages from your mama every day, whatever it is, okay, if you decide that you're no longer going to internalize this and turn this into more, you're allowing this to consume you, you're thinking about it as you go to sleep, you're waking up, you're thinking about it. When you do this, you let yourself off the hook. You'll literally feel this burden being lifted off of you. And it's just like I always say, if you don't make a thing, in most cases, it won't be a thing. This is your subconscious brain. You have the power to not make things such a big thing. So allow it to be really big in someone else's world. Allow for the rest of your family. I know this sounds bad in a way, but it's really not. But you can't control nobody's mind. So if this is something that is consuming them, allow them to be consumed in that. But as soon as you think that you're saving someone and you're pouring out, you're giving all this advice, you're telling, and maybe you're that one in your family, if you're that one that is kind of like the glue to your family, like you kind of got the answer and you're like the solution person. So you really have to get into the habit of letting go, of accepting, and just realizing that your peace is so much more important than this. Your peace of mind. I cannot stress, like, I know the way I felt. I have a family member that I have been stressed about since I was in high school. Like, the decisions that this person had made when we were really young took a toll on my entire family, like depression, abuse, so many things was the result of what this person decided to do from a really young age. And so from me being a good, like, maybe 13 years old, going through the depression, people don't really think about that, like being a cousin or a sibling, a young person dealing with the same internalization of their young family member based on what they decide to do. I was very depressed. I was very stressed out. I was worried every day. I didn't know if this person would come home. And so I spent a lot of years of my life throughout my 20s. I would say by the time I was like in like my last years of my 20s, I had just learned, like, this has been so long. This person is really going to have to do what the hell they want to do. It doesn't matter. There's nothing that I can say or do. I can just be there for them whenever they come to me. But even when they come to me, and you'll talk to this individual and you'll feel like you're getting a breakthrough. You're like, oh my God, yes, like I was saying the right stuff. They were getting it. You know, they're developing this plan, all this stuff. But the truth is that if you're accepting, then it might not happen that way. And that's okay. That's when you're truly letting go. When you're just like, okay, I'm no longer letting this change my mood though. Okay? Like I see what's happening. I see what you're doing. That's your life. And I'm no longer allowing this to change the way I feel throughout my day. So many people internalize the decisions that their family members are making and their drama. And it is causing health issues. I see it all the time. I coach people through this all the time. And we will be consumed. We'll post about it on social media. We'll be like, oh my God, but all she had to do was not get with him. And now she going through this and going through this. But this is her life though. This is her journey though. This really doesn't have anything to do with you. You're just a little speck inside of this individual's world. You know, you're here to make the impact and for the purpose for whatever the time frame is and all that, but this is not your life. That is their life, and they have to make those decisions, whether it is them going through the experience of being on drugs, having whatever types of addictions, doing whatever kind of abuse or neglect. And I know that I'm not saying like don't feel anything about it, because of course you would. This is your family member. So it's not that easy to just be like, all right, whatever. But you got to choose your peace first. You have to choose your peace, and you have to be real with yourself. Pay attention. Are you telling this person's story to every friend that calls you, every family member, anyone that knows them? That this will show you if you're internalizing. It's like you're venting here and there. You're like, you need to get it out because it's just so, you're just so frustrated with them. Let it go. Trust them. Trust source. Trust God. Trust that you're not the only one who is in the divine timing and on the right path. Everybody is on the right path, even if their path is crazy as hell. Someone who's going to jail right now for rape, they're on the right path. That's what they were supposed to be doing. Like everyone, like I know that's extreme. I'm an extreme I'm an extreme example giver, okay? But seriously, like I had this debate with one of my friends. He's Muslim, and I talk about, to me, this is the ultimate accepting. I talk about how there might be things that we don't agree with. There's some things that I totally stand against, and I will fight and die and kill for, about moralities and certain things in this world. I don't agree with them, but I accept that they are meant to be here. This is true acceptance. When you know that you don't have the power to change it, and it's not even your place. It would be too much work for you to try to change the way this is, the way this is. Now, I'm not saying that we haven't made a difference. Of course, human beings is what we're here to do. We come here and we speak up, we have an experience, and we change certain things within that experience. But then there's levels of things that you just are not going to change. It's just going to be that. And even things that have been brought to our attention, made aware of, you know, maybe there are like groups that are made to help people that experience that, but literally stopping it, it's something that is supposed to be here. You know, it's kind of like having to co-parent or single parenting or divorce. You know, these are things that are tragic death. These are things that can be really traumatizing. These are things that we don't want, but we have to accept that they exist here. It is in our realm. This is the matrix that we're in, where this is a part of it. It just is. So it's the same thing when it comes to your family, accepting that they are on their own journey and that what they are doing is what they're meant to do. And don't try to predict it. So many people go through the craziest stuff and then they come out at whatever age and they have like amazing stories. You know, they could be addicted to something, they could be in and out of jail or whatever. And then after they're done with that, you know, that journey of experiencing that, and they learn all their things, they go through all this pain and this rites of passage. What's it called? The hero man's journey. And then after that, they come out and they have amazing stories. So it's just really good to accept everyone's story. Yes, I agree. It does cause health issues. People, I'm telling you guys, it does, it does, it does. In my practice, when people come to me for health issue healing, we do not start at the food. I know that everyone thinks, and you're probably tired of hearing me say this because I say this a lot, but I'm going to continue saying it until it's a normal conversation for us. Our diseases and discomforts and things, unless it is a blunt force trauma, like you hurt yourself, you fell, something like that, it did not come from food. We do not develop diseases from eating unhealthy. They grow and expand from that. But the way that they start, it is from us internalizing something. That could be your own personal trauma. It can be trauma of someone else's thoughts, just certain events that you are internalizing. That means that it's inside of you and you are allowing it to fester. It's growing throughout your body. The more that you're holding on to it, the more that you're telling the story about it. This is how dis-ease starts in the body. I don't like how low this camera is, and we're almost done. So yeah, this is how dis-ease starts in the body. A lot of people like the Ayurvedic people, a lot of Hispanic shamans, ancient Native Americans, a lot of African tribes, just people all around the world who understood this, who understood that this is where true healing takes place, with you letting go, living a life of ease. When you're letting go, you're accepting of everything, including this person's journey and their decisions and what they're doing. And do this because you love them. Do this because you love them. And I mean, do you not think that they are one of God's favorites? Do you not think that they are someone, depending on what you believe in, that they're God's children? Do you not believe that they belong here? Do you think that they're a mistake? Do you have pity on them? These are all feelings of not loving someone in a healthy way. These are this is unhealthy love. Okay, healthy love is, no matter how crazy this looks, I believe in you. I'm going to do mental suggestion. You guys have seen me talk about mental suggestion. I'm sorry, I got to fix this. It's annoying. We got to go up. There we go. Yeah, I like that. All right. Sorry. So you guys have seen me talk about mental suggestion, which is where I actually just had a client that had a similar situation to this, and it was about their family member, and I suggested mental suggestion to them. And that is where, let's say that your family member, it's not looking too good. Like they're just messing up every which way. They're really hard headed. They're just not getting it. And so instead of you trying to use the 3D so much to make them understand, which we often do, I have been guilty of this hundreds of times. People who are communicators, who love to communicate and who are very good at it, whenever you've gotten breakthroughs and you've been able to get people to understand you, and you're just big on being upfront about it, you can really be one of those people that really want to verbalize it and explain it. But a lot of times it's really good to just go within and just believe. See this person no longer on drugs. See this person no longer in and out of jail. See this person with better finances and doing better. This is what we're supposed to be able to do here for each other. Really, it's not just about giving advice. The reason why I started using the sessions that I use in my birth practice for my coaching is because I realized that words don't teach. Words don't teach, they just inspire. So instead, me going into a deeper level of mine, me either training someone to do it, and or, because I really do both when I'm working with someone, me doing it as well, me seeing them in a better state of mind, me seeing them sober and being more active in their children's life, or whatever it is that people are trying to overcome. That is really a thing. Like when two or more come together and agree on one thing, it will be done. So like I normally suggest, you can either partner up. If it's a family member who does listen to you, y'all speak, you can partner up and do this. Or maybe they're really on the defense side and you really can't talk to them, and maybe They are in denial. Maybe you can talk to them, but it's like talking in loops, and they're just really believing that they're listening and that they're getting somewhere, and they're really not. You can take a step back and you can use mental suggestion. It's a real thing. You can begin to see them in a different light. When you see them in a different light, it becomes a real thing. Just try it. Just try it. I'm telling you, do it for like a month. I have really like I'm in a group with my siblings and my mom, and they don't even know that I mentally suggested this. For months I worked on seeing us all speaking on the same level, and just, joking around, being in this group, and us just having good family time. And for the last like 4 or 5 months, we've been in this group that I can't even remember who created it, but they have no idea that last year I did a lot of mental suggestion on creating us in this group, seeing us and feeling us in this group for us to be communicating in a healthy way. So it really does work. There's people like Neville Goddard, Joe, no, not Joe, Jose Silva. Shout out to Jose Silva, Traveling in Peace. He was a Hispanic neuroscientist. He was a self-made neuroscientist. He never went to school, and he started teaching people, like a lot of people in his culture in LA, like back in like the 60s. He started teaching people about mental suggestion and stuff like that, like how to heal someone else with your mind. You can heal someone without them even knowing that you're even working on them. So try and use mental suggestion and just take a seat back. Just believe it. Believe it and just live your own life. Yes. Hey, Kawana. So yes, you guys, that concludes. Look at me at 31 minutes. That concludes today's show. Let me know if this relates, if you guys are able to relate to this, if you have any questions, anything that you want to share on this subject. It's such a real thing. I think it's a human thing too. If you love someone and you see them suffering, it's natural for you to want to help. It's natural for you too. And it's natural for us to want to start controlling with our help, because that's a human thing too. We just have to know that that's not love. That's not accepting. This is a word for me too, y'all. Like I be inspiring myself. I'm like, ooh, play this back. I'm gonna have to play this back. I know, right? Kwana said you getting too good at this, getting everything out in 30. Thanks, y'all. Please be inspired. If there's something that y'all want to do consistently, then please let me, like, I am doing this and experiencing it, and like, I don't know, just doing it. And you guys are watching me do this challenge. Like, I started this on my birthday on September 30th. Oh my God, look, this is a month anniversary. And if you guys remember, I did my first Earth is School episode that I haven't done in a long time. It had been like 6 months. And I challenged myself to do this every day for 30. I literally did not even realize that I really just did this for 30 days, y'all. That's crazy. That's amazing. Seriously. And look at me doing that. That's crazy. It just shows you what consistency does. Yes. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you so much for coming through. My friends who come and watch these shows and inspire me and text me and give me feedback. Seriously, these episodes, yes, be inspired, you guys, because it's not all about me teaching you guys. It's about us being a collective. I just so happen to be this vessel that is obsessed with, learning things and have a good way of sharing them, I guess. I just so happen, but this is, I teach myself when I do these episodes, and you guys teach me. So please be inspired. We're all one. That's what I was saying when I went live that day and did it. I was like, if there's something that you want to do, you can join me in this. It could be completely different, but you just want to be like, okay, the next 30 days, let's do it. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up again and again and again and again. You can share this. Mostly every adult has been internalizing some type of family issue at some point. So I believe that everyone can relate to this on some level. So share it. Even if one person sees it, it's going to make the world of a difference. If you are interested in doing a session with me, if you would like me to coach you and help you to rewire your brain, I'm trying to get my email with that, and help you to rewire your brain or to do any type of quantum healing, taking you to a deep meditative state, pulling things out, or also if you're interested in a painless birth, then you can email me at dayla@womantree.com. Okay. You can also hit me up on my Instagram. I am _Lala2. And yes, you guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for rolling with a sister. Do not forget that Earth is schooled. Peace out.